Chrono Odyssey is shaping up to be the biggest fantasy MMORPG drop of the year, and they've just announced that a closed beta test is just a few weeks away. Not much info regarding the actual game's mechanics has come out aside from a couple of game trailers. However, there is much more detail in these trailers than meets the eye, and today I'd like to break them down for you, as well as cover all of the classes in the game and go over what types of mechanics and skills we're expecting to see in this super exciting title. While many things surrounding the game remain a mystery, there is, however, a lot of information available out there through the numerous resources. For example, we know that each class will have more than one weapon in their arsenal. We'll take a deeper look at the skills that are shown in these clips and deep dive exactly what they're going to do and what type of information this foreshadows about the game's mechanics. We also know, thanks to a recent announcement in the official Discord, that the 3 classes that will be available to play during the closed beta will be the Swordsman, the Ranger, and the Beserker. However, there will be a total of 6 classes at launch, and these will also include the Paladin, the Sorceress, and the Assassin. What's up, guys? My name's Corey. I recently got partnered on YouTube making in-depth RPG guides, but I'm just an X-ray tech outside of here. I really appreciate your time and support. Let's get into it. It is confirmed that there will be PvE, PvP, dungeon, and world boss content. However, a lot of the trailer footage so far really looks to be solo instanced gameplay, aside from a few world boss encounters that they will show us. And to my surprise, the Sorcerer is not available in the beta, although they've showed more gameplay of the Sorcerer than any of the other classes. Second to this is the Swordsman, so we'll go ahead and start with this, as it's one of the 3 available classes that will be available in the closed beta. The 2 weapons that the Swordsman will have in their arsenal are the Sword and Shield and the Greatsword. We see the Swordsman use an array of different skills against this boss-type looking enemy in the trailer, but there are also lots of other skills as well. We see a buff skill in this. We see this ground slam ability that looks to do AoE damage, the time reverse ability that every class should have, which we'll talk about more, this great sword slash when he switches weapons, this air ability, although I haven't seen jumping in the game, and finally a shield slam. First off, the buff certainly will either increase your attack power or give you some type of damage mitigation. The ground slam looks really cool, as it confirms that there will be some type of aerial attacks in the game. I'm not sure how the time reverse is going to work yet, but it's confirmed through the wiki, which I will link in the description, that there is basically a chrono device that every character will have that will allow you to reverse time. I imagine this is only going to be used in like single instance-based scenarios. Then we see this really cool great sword slash, and it looks like an awesome ability that does AoE damage and maybe even elemental damage like lightning. Then we can see this jumping sword attack he does, kind of like something out of Troy. Looks really badass, but again, I have not seen any jumping, although it's an action game that there's only aerial attacks so far. Correct me if you think I'm wrong. And then lastly, we see this really cool shield bash sort of ability. And aside from that, I want to notate that there must be some sort of stagger in the game, because we see him block multiple attacks and eventually he loses his block, indicating that there's certainly some type of stun, threshold, or stagger mechanic in the game. And I just gotta say, I love the Dark Souls-y feel of the rolling and blocking. It looks stellar. Next up on our list, we have the Ranger. This is the second of the 3 available classes in the closed beta, and they will use the bow and the rapier, which offers both range and melee options. In the gameplay, we clearly see the Ranger using this ultimate shot ability, and if you look closely, you'll see in the second clip it actually misses, signifying that you will be manually aiming, and this makes total sense because it's advertised as an action game. Next, we see the Ranger switch to a rapier and start slashing the enemies one by one, finally ending the combo with an AoE attack. And if you look closely, you'll notice that the Ranger can shoot both freely, and then there's also an aim down sight shooting as well. Let's take a look again at this ultimate shot ability. If you look closely, you'll see that she actually misses the second time, indicating that you'll need to manually aim this. When the enemies get super close, she pulls out the rapier and does this really cool combo. You can tell it's hitting one enemy at a time, but the final slash is an AoE hitting all 3 of the enemies, in probably a cone type region. Then a better look at the aiming down sights, which will most likely be done by holding the left trigger or right clicking. And then finally, we can see that backslide again, which is absolutely going to help kite and create distance for the Ranger. Overall, it just looks like a really fun class to play, and it's going to be the only ranged class available during the closed beta, so I really can't wait to get my hands on it and see more. I'd really like to know more about the free aiming versus targeted aiming and aiming down sights, etc. Next up, for the 3rd class available in the closed beta, we have the Beserker, who's confirmed to use the dual axe and a Greataxe. Can you say God of War? Right out the gate, we see this really cool shout AoE followed by this ground quake where he pulls up the ground. Then he does this awesome spin slash against this giant wolf enemy. We can see him blocking, and then we see this cool dual slash he does with both one-handed axes. So the shout, again, looks to be like some sort of AoE ability, and he follows this immediately with a ground quake. Maybe he's powering up the ground quake, which is another AoE slam. We then see this pretty cool two-handed kind of spin attack where his axe glows red, probably an empowered melee attack of some sort. And lastly, the dual slash with both axes against this awesome Diablo-like boss enemy. Looks like a single target damage, and again, we get another shot there with the axes on his back, looking just like Kratos. Then a class I'm personally really excited about and sad to not see in the beta is the Assassin, who will be using dual daggers and a rifle. We see this awesome, really fast AoE lightning slash ability where he's just tearing up the whole screen. Then a female assassin doing a melee combo followed by a back spring to create some distance, and then a range shot to complete the combo. Lastly, this really awesome ultimate time dance looking skill. This dual wielding combo just looks insane, and I'm not sure if it's an ultimate ability or what. Please let me know what you guys think down in the comments. It sure looks like one to me. Then we see this melee combo while she's dual wielding, followed by a cool kick, followed by her pulling a rifle out where she shoots the enemy. Lastly, this time dance looking ability where she freezes time and AoE slashes like an animate all the characters. One of the coolest abilities, in my opinion, we've seen in all of the trailers. Looks like a super fast-paced ninja style class. Can't wait to get my hands on it. Next up, we have the second of the shield users in the game, which is no other than the Paladin. The Paladin instead chooses a Mace and Towershield, as well as a Spear. We can see him using a Spear burst ability, then some type of buff with the shields here, then some type of power buff ability, and this really cool Lightning Spear attack that he does against the world boss where he slams the ground. Looks really fun to use. We see him summon this sort of lightning spear that I'm imagining is going to also have that elemental damage and AoE cone blast enemies. This ability must give you some type of damage mitigation. Then we see him use another buff here as well, which I imagine is probably going to boost your attack power or something. Lastly, that really cool lightning spear against this awesome world boss. You definitely see some type of elemental lightning damage, and it looks like it's an AoE ground slam ability. Unfortunately, the class won't be available in the closed beta, but I really can't wait to see more about this class. Love being a warrior of the light and can't wait to try this out. Now, I saved the best for last and my personal absolute favorite that I can't not wait to play and will probably main when this game comes out, and that is Sorcerer. Wielding both a spellbook and a staff, we see a blink creating distance, the same power buff we saw the Paladin used, an awesome fireball, then some type of cleanse looking spell, an awesome arcane blast looking skill, this ice swirl, then a lightning strike with the staff, as well as finally an ice blast. So just a massive array of skills like every sorcerer should have and all the different types of elements. And again, I just can't believe it's not going to be in the beta. But again, we see the blink multiple times creating distance, that same buff that we saw the Paladin character use. Then this really cool fireball, confirming that there is going to be different elements in the game. Then you can see her target the ground, which looks to be some type of cleanse that I'm sure you're going to use on your party members. Then she pulls out this blast, and we see this purple arcane energy, this ice swirl that goes in sort of a line target animation, followed by this cool lightning strike where she slams her staff. And finally, that ice blast, which we've seen multiple times, confirming that you can freeze and shatter enemies, which to me just signals that there is elemental damage in the game. Pretty no-brainer considering it's an action-based RPG. That really about covers it, you guys. If I missed anything or there's something that you're interested in, please leave me a comment down below. Overall, the game just looks really cool based on everything we've seen. Other than that, they show us finally this cool world boss battle where there's 25 different players on screen. But other than that, we haven't seen any dungeon gameplay, 3-player thing, nothing confirming the trifecta of tank, heals, and DPS, nothing like that at all, which to me makes this look like a lot of instance-based single kind of gameplay with the story. I'm really curious as to what we are going to see. Always cautiously optimistic, but really open-minded, and I'm just really looking forward to this, and I hope they deliver an awesome product, as I think we're all really thirsty for a great MMO with some good longevity. Other than that, my final thoughts are that I'd really like to see a buy model. Every time it's free to play, ends up falling into sort of a pay-to-win scale. We can discuss that more. I'd really just like to see a straight buy out the game model, maybe even followed with like a subscription-based thing. Then you avoid botting, etc. It just solves so many problems. I'd really, really like to see that. Also, keep in mind that there are going to be more weapons than what we saw here. They made a comment saying that a lot of the players that they had tested the game really enjoyed using the crossbow, which means we did not see a crossbow in any of the trailers, which just means there's more weapons that we have not seen yet. Other than that, I am confident there's going to be some type of stamina in the game because we see that rolling and, again, that blocking where he gets staggered eventually. That's really my final thoughts, you guys. I can't wait to see this. I love Souls games and action games and RPGs. This is shaping me into be something that should be so much fun and is everything I love about gaming. Can't wait to get my hands in it. Really hope I get into the closed beta. Let me know what you guys think down below. What's your favorite class? What are you hoping to get out of the game? Thank you so much for your time as always, you guys. I'm going to be going really hard on this and making a ton of videos on it. Hope you're all happy and well. Thank you so much for your time, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Oh, editing is so fucking hard. What am I doing with my life? I'm losing my mind.